Okay, what's this video? Just got this nice white colored Prius, maybe about $700, and it has a little peeling like here. On the other side, it's like this on both of them. I see there's no hubcaps on here. I mean, it looks okay without them. I need to redo the back brakes, and it has the head gasket that most of these Priuses get right at about 200,000 miles. So I've got the head gasket kit. I'm going to start by installing the head gasket kit. So I will be disconnecting the battery, and then I'll be removing the hood, and then basically remove everything above the engine so I can get the head out, change the gasket, and put it back in. And I'll check the timing chain while I'm in there. But inside, it's really, really nice in the back here. And the trunk is real nice. It's got the spare tire and everything. In the front, the seats got some like stains on them. It's those cloth seats that Toyota has that they pretty much last forever. But to clean it, I basically just use soap and water and a brush and scrub it, and then rinse it all off, and then suck it out with the shop vac. But I'll take the seats out to do that. And the armrest is really stained too, and you usually take that armrest out to do that. And then it's got the stock radio in it, which will do GPS and DVDs and stuff like that, but that's so old school. I'm going to install an Android system in there, and that should do it. Then we're taking it to Florida right after that. All right, I removed the hood, air filter, little engine cover, windshield wipers. What we're doing here is we got to remove this whole cover here because it's all sitting right on top of the motor. Plastic cover just snaps off, and this metal one unbolts, but we got to take out the motor for the wipers. Now I'll take this metal pan out here, and then once I get out, I'll try to figure out how to unhook these parts for the wires. It's like that underneath. Alright, we're got that out, and we are quickly filling up this trunk with parts. And now we're just down to, I need to get this head out, so I need to disconnect the intake, move it back, exhaust, move it back, take off the head or the valve cover gasket, and then I need to take out this motor mount, so I'm going to have to support the motor from the bottom. I'm going to also have to take off a flywheel over here, so I may as well take off the wheel and then jack up the car and then support the bottom of the motor, because when I take this motor mount out, the motor will just flop down, because I got to take this whole side cover off to undo the timing chain so that I can get the head to actually come off, because there's a chain connecting the bottom to the head. Moving the wires off to the side, removing the intake. Alright, so we got the intake removed. I got the wiring harness flipped over here. I removed the exhaust manifold, and then I jacked up the car, put a jack stand in here. Down here we're gonna be removing the couple bolts from the oil pan, and then this whole side cover here, which will mean I'm gonna have to take this bolt out here. This is the pulley on a Gen 3 Prius that doesn't get used, and this looks like a starter down here, but it's actually the oil filter housing. But there is no starter on a Prius also. I'm sure somewhere over there on the transmission I could find a hole where you're supposed to put a starter, but there's nothing there. Even the water pump is electric. It looks like a brand new one on here. And air conditioner's electric. Power steering's electric. No alternator anywhere either. So to get that side cover off, I need to get this motor mount out. That's why I'm going to put a jack underneath the motor to hold the motor in place. When I get this mount off, then we'll take off the valve cover so we can get the side cover off, and then we will take the bolts out. Well, of course there's timing chain in here, we got to deal with all that, but take the bolts off for the head, take that off, and we'll find where our leak was with the head gasket. Okay, I'm very proud of Toyota engineers. Instead of having to either remove the oil pan or take the bolts out and kind of pull the side cover out like the Gen 2 motors, this one you just take it out around here So they moved the cover to just the side instead of also including part of the oil pan. Okay, with the pulley and the water pump removed, we can now take off the valve cover and the side cover. Valve cover removed. Next, we remove the side cover and make sure everything is lined up for the timing. And we will remove the timing chain. Okay, now I just put the head gasket on, bolted that on. There's plenty of videos how to do that. Now there's a second half of the valve cover that holds the cams. I'm putting that on. I put in the cams. Now I'm going to put the caps on for the cams. Alright, we got the timing chain on there. I got a wire holding it till I get the side cover on with the chain tensioner. Pretty much I'm just going to put everything back on, connect all the wires, and it'll be done. Okay guys, the next step here is the vents for the air conditioning. When you're controlling it up here, it doesn't change from floor to the vents that blow in your face to the defrost vents. There's little servo motors here. This one changes from hot to cold. And there's one for up here that opens this door. It's on this side. And it fresh air or recycle air. Way in the back, there's one that changes the diverter for the floor and face and defrost. So I got to take this whole square unit out here to be able to get to that servo. Okay guys, bad news. I just did the whole head gasket and that seemed like a couple days of my time. And now I'm fixing it's blowing cold air and hot air out the bottom vents, but not out the other two vents. And it ends up being a servo motor that's way in the back. So, I mean, I've spent a bunch of time taking all this stuff out, but I'm going to actually have to take the dash out to get to it. Alright, that part came out pretty easy, actually. Okay, we get all the way down inside to here, where this came from. This is what we need to control, is this. It turns like this. It turns nice. And we need to either replace this or fix this. I'm going to fix it. There's a little black mark there, and it's going to line up with that black mark right there when we put it back in. Okay guys, we have some of the paint peeling away here. And I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on this, but I do want to stop it from getting worse. So I got this touch-up paint. Of course, this is a pearl. So you need to put the base on, and then you have to put the top coat on. Then of course I got a spray can of clear coat. I'll probably spray that in the cap and just kind of touch that across the top of all of it. Okay, this one's called white primer. And you can see you just kind of, it's like a ball point, but not really. You push down and squeeze, and then you can get the paint to come out. So I'm going to go ahead and cover all this evenly as best I can. There's a lot of solvent here, so I imagine it's gonna not be really thick here. It's gonna get down pretty thin once it dries out. The little point on the end is really just a valve to open it up, and then you got to squeeze it out, and you're basically putting balls of liquid on there. And it's not like a pen at all or a brush, but I imagine it's got so much solvent in it, it's going to dry down and not actually have very much volume to it. So really, and I'm also trying to force it underneath the edge of the peeling paint to try to stick it together and prevent it from peeling more later. Okay, I got the dash all back together, tested the AC. Now I can control everything, up, down, everything. That was kind of stressful. So now I'm going to put this Android stereo in here. You can see it fits perfectly in the bezel from the Toyota. It'll come with this adapter connectors that'll connect these connectors to the ones from the Toyota. And then there's also one extra thing. This is a CAN bus that goes in line. It's pre-programmed. It decodes when you do your volume up, down, things like that. It will also control the radio. Plus it also does features like tells you when doors are open, things like that. Reads a lot of the stuff from the car and adds it to the infotainment center. Okay guys, we got the radio in. Of course I'm going to have to now take it back out when I run the wire for the backup camera. But now we are going to remove the seats. See how there's like these little stains here, in here, and this. I'm going to get all this out, cleaned up. I'm going to shampoo the carpets, and then we'll put it all back together. Okay, the seats are out. That's the amplifier. So when I get to shampooing the carpets, I got to be careful not to get that wet. This tripod here, I'm going to use this next for this next scene. Just wanted to show you guys how cool this is. I think it's like $30 or $40. I'll put the link in the description, but it's got a little Bluetooth remote. You clip your phone in here and it follows you back and forth when you walk with this little camera thing. And in a minute, so this is just one mic, but two mics come with something else I'm going to link here. This plugs into the bottom of your phone, and then you clip this on yourself. You'll see the volume's going to be so much better when I'm talking. I started it with the little button here, and you can hear me better with this microphone. So all I'm doing here is adding soap and water, kind of really heavy soap actually, with a little bit of water. And first I take this hose and I get it real wet. Okay, so now I'm rinsing it off, getting the water running really good, get all that soap out of there. And if I see any stains, which I see a couple, I'm going to go back over these spots. Got it all cleaned up. We move it out here into the sunlight, and we're going to dry it off out here. And you'll notice the camera's following me. That's what I'm talking about. Just this remote here, I can start and stop the video. Almost look like they just came out of the factory, even though they're 15 years old and they were all stained up. That did's almost dry already. While we wait on these to dry, I'm going to use the same soap and water and brush to shampoo the carpets inside the car. Okay, I got the seats removed. I don't need to show you all this next part. I'm going to first vacuum it out really good. And we put the seats back in. Okay, the seats are still drying. Got them back in there though. Okay, the next step, we're going to install the camera back here by the license plate and connect it to the Android Auto. And because the license plate is up here on the hatchback, we have to run the wire all the way through one of these, down through the interior. It's not going to be too easy. Hey guys, I'm at JDM Motors, Broadview, well, of Illinois, and it's in Broadview, which is basically Chicago. So I noticed most of these JDMs are in California, and the shipping's really expensive. Chicago being right in the middle, it's going to be a lot closer to you to just come out here and pick yours up. So as you've seen in my last video, we blew up this Toyota Prius engine. I'm going to be picking this up right now and taking it home to install it. Okay, and you can see they got lots of motors here, and they're just starting up, so they're going to be filling this place up soon. Okay guys, I just picked it up, strapped it down on this trailer. We're heading back from Chicago right now. Okay guys, bad motor through a rod, broke a hole in the side of the engine, leaked oil all over, towed it here. I got 4 hours to get this motor out, and then tomorrow we're going to come back and I'm going to give myself 4 hours to put the new motor back in. Okay, we'll take all these things out. We're going to get all these bolts out here. Okay, I just took all this plastic stuff out here. This thing is so simple. I love Toyota, the way they design things. I only had to take the water pump out. Of course, I had to drain the fluids. I'm going to have one water line here, 3 water lines back there, and the exhaust. And since I just unplugged everything, I'm going to be able to pull it out real quick. Okay, guys. It didn't take me 4 hours to take it out. It'll probably take me a little bit over 4 hours to put it back in, though. Here's the motor out, and then over here is the motor that we're putting in, and I'm just going to cut the video right here and upload this and tune back in on Friday. Every Friday I'm going to start uploading my progress on whatever project I'm on.